Hello from the void. My name is Erin River Sunday, and this is TBH Magic. This episode is about Athena, Parthenos in Nashville, and the corresponding Pallas, Athena asteroid in astrology, with the audio portion being recorded on Tuesday, December 2nd at 10:46 a.m. in Asheville, North Carolina. So while we chat today, you're seeing my mom and I visit Centennial Park in Nashville, where they have a full-sized replica of the Parthenon with Athena inside. I was so shocked that this was a thing. But if you are in the area, I highly recommend checking it out. Before we dive in, though, I want to take a few seconds to pause and breathe into the present. Wherever you are in time and space, see if you can take a moment to take a big, deep breath with me. Try to count to 4 slowly on the inhale and then 4 again slowly on the exhale. Let's do it together now. Okay, now we have arrived into the present moment. So first of all, I want to share the birth chart of the Athena Parthenos statue. I used the time that the statue was unveiled to the public in the 90s. The first thing I looked for in this chart was the Pallas Asteroid, as it's named after the goddess Athena. I hadn't worked with Pallas much before this whole experience in Nashville, but as ever in the occult world, things reveal themselves right on time. I may or may not have squealed when I saw that Pallas is conjunct the sun of the Athena statue up at the very top of the chart. You will see her at 1 degree of Gemini, right beside the 29-degree Taurus sun. That alone was enough to have me really believing in Athena and her true divine connection with us down here on Earth. Next, I noticed that she has an exalted Jupiter in Cancer over in the 11th house. She is literally and otherwise popular for taking up space. You can feel a real reverence around Athena and the Parthenon because of her commanding size. She is the largest indoor statue in the Western world. And of course, you have Jupiter on your side to hold that title. Finally, I also really love that she features a moon and Venus in Aries. That's significant because the chart ruler, Mercury, and the sun are both in Taurus, ruled by that Venus in Aries. Athena, both the statue version and her asteroid called Pallas, have the perfect mix of yin and yang energies. The martial side, her Aries side, is her as a fierce warrior, but there's a distinct serenity in her expression that my mom found particularly intriguing. She's going into battle, but she's doing so calmly and with self-assurance. This is no war-crazed maniac. This yin side is her beautiful, steadfast Taurus side. Okay, I'm going to interrupt myself for a moment now and encourage you to like this episode, to share this episode, and or to comment on this episode if you're enjoying what's happening. I'd love you to comment about your own connection to Pallas Athena. And if you're really connecting with TBH Magic and would like to support financially, you can also book a reading with me at www.tbhmagic.com. I offer astrology and tarot readings as well as one-to-one teaching and pre-recorded classes. I also sell magical greeting cards on Etsy that are very special to me and more affordable than a full-on reading. You can find me on Etsy also at TBH Magic. Any and all support is so greatly appreciated, and I can assure you it's a symbiotic process. Okay, the last thing I want to touch on today is Pallas in your own birth chart. I thought the statue of Athena was the perfect entry point for talking about her in your own lived experience. I'm showing you the discovery chart of this asteroid for this part of the conversation because, of course, there are connections to be made. When the Pallas asteroid was discovered in 1802, the sun was at 7 degrees Aries, the exact same degree as the moon in the Athena Parthenos statue. I feel quite sure this was unintended by the people in Nashville, but it's a great example of the concept of as above, so below, and again assures me of the resonance of Athena, the goddess, and Pallas, the asteroid. Drop a comment if you see other interesting correspondences, because there are more that I would love to discuss. But okay, wherever you find Pallas in your birth chart is where you're a type of warrior. And I would say, especially if you're a woman, it's a place where you should unapologetically take up space. Athena is on a mission. She was born from Zeus's forehead in full armor, ready for battle, ready to go. So wherever we find her in the chart can relate to a mission that you're focused on in this lifetime. For example, it could be financial welfare if you have Athena in the second house, for example, or Pallas, the asteroid, you would find it as. But again, there's a balance here of masculine and feminine energies. This isn't a rageful, boisterous energy by any stretch. It's highly logical and focused, maybe even distinctly feminine, while also meaning serious business. Athena was also a weaver and a potter, so if you're into those types of crafts, she could also be important for you in those arenas. If you have Pallas in the fifth house, for example, you might find that you're a very warrior-like figure around children, whether that's your own children or the lives of children at large. You could go into battle for them in some way. But again, it's in a very logical, coherent, unemotional way. So I would love to hear where you have Pallas in your own birth chart and where you're embodying that spirit. I know this was brief, but I think Athena would approve of it being just enough. Let this sneak peek be a sign for you to reach out to Pallas in your own way and in your own birth chart and see what she has to share with you. There is a lot of wisdom to be found. Thank you so much for being here, and have no doubt you're meant to be. Through time and space, Erin River Sunday.